ChatGPT can get you through some pretty tough conversations and help you make better decisions. And I'm going to share that with you today because last week, someone told me that my faith was a problem. Now, they didn't say this indirectly. They didn't say it gently. They just literally said my values were not shared within the group, that my faith could make other people uncomfortable, that it could cost us business, and that it was not something they wanted to be associated with. Now, let that sink in. This had nothing to do with my strategy. This had nothing to do with my work ethic. It had to do with my values. Now I see that that conversation was a test, and I'm going to share with you today how ChatGPT helped me get through it. Let's talk about it.
Welcome to the AI for Everyone podcast.
Okay, so some of you watching this might not know me, but I want to make it clear. I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm not throwing Bibles at people. I'm not quoting scripture at every single corner that I'm at. Yes, I do hope that people are moved by what I do and what I say and how I live, how I lead. But for me, my faith is not something that I'm using as a manipulation tool or as a marketing tactic. It really is just the foundation of who I am. And here's the kicker on that. I would never ask anybody else to be something that they're not. I think the minute that you trade in who you are for acceptance or money or fame or whatever that might be, being untrue to who you are is absolutely not a very good way to live. Now, I would never ask anybody to be something they're not, so I sure as hell am not going to accept it myself. Now, this is what I did. I ended up just responding in a very professional way without emotion, very, very decisive, and final, just done. Now, of course, I prayed on all of this, but it led me to go to ChatGPT. Now, this is not how I would have responded in the past. I tend to be a bit emotional. I wear those emotions on my sleeve, and sometimes I can probably be a little hot-headed. What I did in this situation, and I'm going to share with you step by step, because if you ever find yourself in a similar situation, I think this can really, really help you from a communication standpoint. I took a step back. I went to ChatGPT. I assessed the situation. I tried to understand the situation from everybody's point of view. And then I took the emails that I got, I put them in, and then I responded in a way that was really absolutely the best possible way to handle that. Not only did I stay true to who I was, but I also was able to really just stop what could have become a very heated situation. So let me walk you through this step by step. So I call this the EARS framework, EARS. And I created this not to sound smart, but to help people like you, like me, respond when the room goes cold or when you need to make a decision without emotion, when you're trying to understand other people's perspectives so that way you can make the best possible decision. This is where we need to leverage our AI because, again, it's about driving intent. It's about becoming the best version of ourselves. It's about amplifying the positive things about us and trying to suppress some of those negative things. So here's what EARS stands for. Emotion, what are they really feeling? Acknowledge, what can I affirm without agreeing? Reframe, what do I believe that needs to be said? And then number 4 is support, how do I close with strength and respect? And here's the powerful part. You just jump into ChatGPT and it'll walk you through this. Okay, so I'm going to pull up ChatGPT and I'm going to share this meta prompt with you. Again, it's going to walk you through the whole thing. And use this anytime you are in a tense, value-based communication, and it will allow you to come from a place of empathy, strength, and precision. Let's get this meta prompt inside of here. Now, for those of you that are on the audio experience, I will read this prompt word for word, and it will be in the description for you to copy and paste as well. I also recommend going over to either YouTube or my LinkedIn page. The YouTube video will be up The video will be on Spotify, and of course, this will be in my LinkedIn daily newsletter. Okay, here's the prompt. I need your help navigating a difficult situation using the EARS framework. Emotion, acknowledge, reframe, support. Act as my executive coach. Ask me each of the questions below, one at a time, and wait for my answers. After collecting everything, guide me through the EARS breakdown and help me craft the right response. Intake questions. What is the situation you're dealing with? Explain what happened. Include context and any details you think matter. What is your relationship with the person or people involved? Colleague, boss, client, partner, friend, family, etc. Do you have the original message or emails? If yes, paste them here. What outcome do you want most from this exchange? Examples: setting a boundary, preserving a relationship, ending a relationship, making a decision, etc. How are you planning to respond? Example: email, phone call, live conversation, social media, public statement, formal letter, etc. Are you open to finding middle ground? Example: yes, no, or depends. If yes, how flexible are you on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 equals no compromise, 10 equals fully open. What part of your values, identity, or role do you feel is under pressure here? Example: be honest. This is the emotional core that will protect. Here, the output after intake. Once I respond, give me a complete EARS breakdown, a strong human-first response draft based on the chosen medium, key emotional traps to avoid, defensiveness, passive tone, over-explaining, etc. Tone should be grounded, strong, respectful, never robotic or corporate. That is a pretty robust prompt. But if you use this, I promise you, it has not let me down. I use this quite a bit in different types of communication. I will use a kind of similar type of thing when I'm leaving a comment, especially if it's in a divisive type of scenario on social media. If it's something that you know that people are very, very divided or polarized or passionate about, it helps you craft responses where you can share your opinion without being disrespectful or poking the bear or whatever that is. So you can get your point across in a very solid way. And I can tell you, since I've started doing that, my response rate, my engagement rate has been much better in comment sections. Let's bring up a clean thread. Let's get our meta prompt installed here so you can see this is exactly what I shared with you, and we are going to run it. What you're going to notice, it's going to walk you through question by question. So question number 1, what is the situation you're dealing with? Now, I created a fictitious scenario, but this scenario is something, a use case you would absolutely, if you haven't had it happen to you, you will, especially if you work in any way, shape, or form in social media. Very divisive, very polarizing, a lot of opinions. This is a scenario you will find yourself in. So here it is. We posted a message on LinkedIn supporting Mental Health Awareness Month. It was professional, positive, and aligned with our values. But a longtime partner responded with a harsh email saying our message was divisive, pushing a personal agenda, and warned it could cost us clients. Now, we're going to go into question number 2, which is, what is your relationship with the person or people involved? The answer I came up with is they're a long-term business partner. We've worked with them for 5 years, and they generate $1.2 million annually in revenue. So this is going to be an important client. Now, we're going to question number 3. Question number 3 is, do you have the original message or email? Yes, here it is. I saw your recent post. Honestly, I don't think this kind of messaging belongs in business. You're alienating people with personal agendas and pushing away real customers. I'd reconsider before more of us walk. All right, so now we are on question number 4. What outcome do you want most from this exchange? The answer? I want to protect our company's values and team morale. Ideally, I'd like to preserve the partnership, but not at the cost of integrity. All right, now we are in question number 5. How are you planning to respond? The answer, email, maybe a phone call afterwards if needed. Question number 6. Are you open to finding middle ground? Answer, yes, but only if it doesn't involve walking back what we said or apologizing for it. So now we go on to question number 7. If yes, how flexible are you on a scale of 1 to 10? This is a very, very important question because 1 is no compromise, 10 is fully open. In this case, I'm a 4. I can clarify intent. I won't compromise on the values we express. So taking that really good stand. And then here's the last question, question number 8 for the intake form. What part of your values, identity, or role do you feel is under pressure here? And this is asking you to be honest. The answer, our commitment to building a culture of psychological safety. If I cave here, it sends the wrong message to my team. That money matters more than people. And again, this is always a problem in business, right? So here we go. Here is the ears breakdown for you. And look at how robust and valuable this is. Emotion, you're feeling pushed, maybe even betrayed. Not just because of the tone of their email, but because someone you've partnered with is questioning your integrity and warning you to fall in line or face consequences. That kind of pressure stings, especially when you're trying to lead with care. A, acknowledge. You're not denying the importance of the partnership. 5 years, 1.2 million, that matters. But you're also not willing to sell out your team or message just to keep the peace. You're open to dialogue, but you won't rewrite your values. R, reframe. This isn't about being divisive. It's about being human. Mental health isn't political. It's personal. It's about safety, support, and building workplaces where people can show up fully. You're not pushing an agenda. You're living your values. And you're willing to have that conversation, but not on their terms alone. And then S, support. Now we craft the response that holds the door open without backing down. You'll make space for a respectful conversation, but the message will be clear. If staying in partnership means silencing the things that matter most to your team, that's not a partnership worth keeping. So now it gives you a response draft email. And keep in mind, this is a draft because we still want to make sure this is in your voice, in your brand. Okay, so thank you for your note. I took time to sit with it before responding because I take both your feedback and our relationship seriously. I want to be clear about something. Our post supporting Mental Health Awareness Month wasn't about politics or personal agendas. It was about people, our teams, our community, and yes, even our clients. Psychological safety isn't just a buzzword for us. It's how we build, hire, and lead. And that doesn't stop when the topic gets uncomfortable. I understand if this message didn't land the way that you would have framed it. I'm open to having a deeper conversation if that feels productive. But I also want to be transparent. We won't walk back the message, and we won't stop supporting things we believe make the workplace better for everyone. I hope we can continue the strong partnership we've built. I thought on mutual respect and trust. If there's room for dialogue, I'm here for it. If not, I'll respect your decision and wish you well. Now, it gives you some emotional traps to avoid. This is some really valuable information for improving your emotional intelligence. So here's some emotional traps to avoid. Defensiveness. Don't explain or justify too much. Let the values speak for themselves. Passive tone. Don't soften the message to the point of compromise. Be very crystal clear in what you're saying. Another emotional trap is over apologizing. No, sorry if this upset you. That subtly shifts responsibility for standing up for your team. And then number 4, escalation bait. Just stay calm. Their tone was sharp. Yours stays steady. Pretty robust, pretty cool, right? And all of this is the exact kind of stuff we teach here at launchready.ai.
Ad alert, Harrison is self-promoting.
I help leaders who feel overwhelmed by AI and who are not getting the results they want in their marketing. I help them find a way to make all that happen. I'm not here to impress. I am only here to generate results for people. And that's why I launched my new company, launchready.ai. If you run a company, if you lead a team, if you train people, You're going to want to visit my new website. That's what I do. I do workshops for your marketing team, for your sales team, for whatever team that you have. And I train them in a non-technical way, without the jargon, without all the nonsense, without the hype, on what AI is, how to use it ethically, and get the fundamentals down so that everybody is using it in the best way that they possibly can. So if you're serious about helping people get ahead, if you want to get ahead, this is your opportunity to do that. Head over to launchready.ai and book a discovery call with me, and we can make all of this happen. And here's my promise to you. I will meet you where you're at, but we won't stay there. We'll move forward. We'll generate those results. So I want to end you with a challenge here. The next time that you find yourself with a message or a situation that really has you shaken up or confused or kind of hits some of those emotional buttons, use this framework. Even if you don't use the output, it's going to help you slow down, walk through a process, and really think the situation through. Because look, we don't want to hurt relationships. We don't want to burn bridges. We don't want to hurt the feelings of others. And sometimes we just get it wrong, and that wasn't even the intent of the other party. So this is just improving communication all the way through. I hope you found this valuable. And if you accepted my challenge, leave it in the comments. Say challenge accepted. I want to hear from you for sure. Okay, well, I think that's it for me today. This is, it's just been awesome. I appreciate each and every one of you for the support. My name is Harrison Painter, and until next time, keep creating, keep innovating, and most importantly, keep up. God bless.
Thanks for listening. I'm glad you stayed. One more spark for the plans you've made. If this show hit, go share the vibe. Like, subscribe, let's build this tribe. Been blazing trails, now I'm building new. Launch Ready's live, and the work is true. No hype, no bull, no vaporware. Just real results and a voice that cares. Keep creating, feel that spark. Keep innovating, leave your mark. And I move fast, don't miss the cut. Keep creating, keep innovating, and most importantly, keep up. Thank you for your support.